Alien was a pretty good film. Aliens was a brilliant film. But Alien 3 was alright, I suppose. But is the game any good? Alien 3 for the Super Nintendo. Let's have a little look. When you think of Aliens, then you think of the action movie with Ellen Ripley and a pulse rifle. That's until Alien 3 was released. In 1992, expectations were high for the much awaited sequel, and for a lot of people, and certainly critics, it was a bit of a letdown. Not only did we see Hicks and Newt get written off, Bishop was turned into a pile of mashed potato. So how would game developers combat this project and turn it into an action-packed game? By adding weapons and lots of aliens, of course. Now when this game was released, there was a lot of talk about contradictions between the film and the game. The game design stayed pretty much the same across all platforms except the Game Boy, where it was a top-down maze shooter. You of course play as Lieutenant Ellen Ripley, the survivor of the destruction of LV-426. After a facehugger breaks into a cryo chamber during a journey home, the fire alarm is tripped and sends the remaining crew into space in an escape pod to home in on the nearest inhabited planet. This turns out to be Fiorina Fury 161, a maximum security prison. In this game you have a lot of missions to get through, and I mean a lot. You start off at a terminal where you can choose from various missions. These can be a case of rescuing hostages, fixing terminals and welding pipes, and so on. If your memory is shit like mine, then you're going to have trouble finding all locations of various things. During the mission brief you are told and shown where the points of interest are, but you need to locate them on the map and try to remember which route to take. The map is pretty clear, it's just remembering what door goes where and where the last door ends up in the hub. You start off with all weapons, which are the pulse rifle, flamethrower and grenade launcher. These are allocated to individual buttons on the controller. Alright, I know what you're thinking. Alien 3 didn't have any guns or any weapons of any kind, but the developers couldn't exactly have you Shag Charles dance, cover an alien in molten lead, and then jump into a furnace, could they? You can jump, but controlling her in the air isn't that easy. This can lead to missed platforms and falling into some hotspots or acid. Controlling Ripley is fine. Climbing ladders and jumping over voids wasn't a problem. Killing aliens was. There's a lot of them around, and they are mainly facehuggers, which of course scuttle along the ground, so aiming down at them is a massive pisser. There's nothing wrong with actually aiming, it's just that they are hard to hit before they get to you. This is where I found the majority of the health was getting taken. You'll find yourself crawling a lot of the time just so you can hit them. You can press the select button to bring up the scanner, which isn't much use, as by the time you get a blip it's already in view. When you complete a mission you'll hear a repeating tone which will tell you that it's done. It's then time to return to a terminal to accept another mission. There's ammunition and health scattered around the prison to keep you topped up, and some secret areas to find bulk items. I find myself using it sparingly as I didn't want to run out when I desperately needed it. There are 6 stages in this game, and I seriously couldn't be arsed finishing the first one. The missions are long, and with a little scenery change this can become monotonous. There's shitloads of aliens, so you're always up against them when you're trying to get somewhere. Finding your way around is a nightmare. If they'd included a map in the game, it would have been far more manageable. You still have the fun of finding stuff without pulling your hair out trying to find which door to go through and find yourself going round in circles. However, the graphics are dark and really give the right atmosphere with misty areas and outside in the rain. The music really gives the game depth with its eeriness, but does become repetitive. The game is like the film to me. I found it okay and would still go back to it. It is fun, but doesn't need to be the length it is. If missions and survival games are your thing, then you're sure to enjoy this. If, like me, you just want to plough through aliens and get the fuck out of there, then I'd suggest the Mega Drive version. It's a good game, but only in small doses.